I'm Emily Johnston. Annette and I shut off the 2 pipelines in Minnesota. I think that actions like this are incredibly important right now. The system is completely failing to respond to the situation that we're in. And I hope everybody here will think seriously about all the different ways they can engage in this fight. Thank you.
All right.
I'm Annette Klapstein. I, as Emily said, was in Minnesota, and I am a proud member of the Seattle Raging Grannies, who are, as you can see, here in force tonight. I have been an activist pretty much all my life since I was a teenager. I have also felt complete despair and terror about climate change and where that's going and what that is already doing to our poorest and most oppressed communities and what it means for future generations. We in the Grannies talk about doing things for our grandchildren, and our grandchildren have no future if we don't stop fossil fuels. Right. So this is what is important to me and important enough to me to put my body on the line, and I think everybody in my age group needs to be out there doing the same. Yeah.
Absolutely, we think that this is the responsibility of older people first and foremost, no question about it, because we're less likely to pay any price because they look like bullies when they come after folks, the older they are, basically, is Shirley still here? And also, and even if we do pay a price, that price is by definition lower because we have a felony on our records and it's hard to get a job. But if you are, well along in your career, or you don't have a job anyway, or or you're retired, that matters a whole lot less, right? And we think that because of that, this is the burden of these kind of actions should fall on older people. On the other hand, and there are also a million ways to engage that are not illegal that won't end you up in jail. On the other hand, there are 2 things that I will sort of modify that with, which is that one, everybody needs to do what they need to do, and if people feel really strongly about something, I think they should do it. And that is the state of the world right now, especially because, as privileged Americans, we are in this position where we can have an impact that a lot of other people can't have. We're in a system that might conceivably still respond to us, and that is a huge part of the problem.
Right.
Yeah, I think I'd like to add that I think we are in a tremendously privileged position that we even get to make a choice about doing something about this, where there are people all over the world in indigenous communities like at Standing Rock, in the Philippines where they're getting hit by a super typhoon, it seems like every other month, who have no choice but to grapple with climate catastrophe already. And so I don't feel like morally I have a choice either. I absolutely feel it is my duty to do anything I can to stop the fossil fuel companies from ruining this earth.
When you do something like this, especially something with such high legal risk, it kind of makes people, look at you if they're not deep in this movement and say, that's crazy. Why would somebody do something like that? And the fact that when somebody says that, it gives us an opportunity to explain why we would do something like that. And only if you're willing to take a lot of personal risk are people going to take you seriously in certain ways. And they may otherwise think you're just making a lot of noise, or they may think that you just have a different opinion and you should just do this or you should just do that. Whatever ways they find to sort of dismiss and minimize what you're doing, it gets shifted. They don't get totally erased, but they get shifted by civil disobedience when you're taking a real legal risk. And so it gives you a kind of authority. I mean, you wouldn't be listening to us if we hadn't just done this, you know, and you're our friends, a lot of you, you know, and so, I mean, it's really, it gives you the opportunity to say things in a way that resonates differently with people, and I've had a couple of my dear friends say that it actually feels, they understand the problem of climate change differently, viscerally, in their bodies now as a result of my having done this. Because they know very well that I don't want to go to jail, and they know very well that, like, I'm not crazy. And so the fact that I would do something like that, you know, has changed the way that they think about the world.
Yeah.
Not just us, but Reed here and Sam, our awesome support people who had not planned to get arrested, also got arrested and charged with felonies. And we still have Steve, who made that video you saw. He is the only videographer who is still charged.
I'm here with Emily Johnston and Annette Klapstein. We're calling from Leonard, Minnesota. We're currently at the block valve sites for lines 4 and 67. There's 10 miles southeast from the Clearbrook pumping station. For the sake of climate justice, and to ensure a future for human civilization, we must immediately halt the extraction and burning of Canadian tar sands. For safety, I am calling to inform you that when I hang up this phone, we are closing the valves. Please shut down these 2 pipelines now for safety and for our future.
Line 67 is shut down.